There's a new street fighter on your windowsill. The weapon is peace, the word is...
Hey there, gang. We have had a lot of leaks recently, and I think we should talk about them. I won't belabor the point too much because I'm probably the last YouTubing person to get out any thoughts about these. I've been out for about a week now, but here's my 5 cents regardless, in case you just like hearing the banter. We've got, first of all, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier leaked pictures, and they look kind of what you'd expect. And actually, having said that, they're not just leaked, because we have some official Baron Zemo pictures. Maybe me being really slow to do this video actually paid off, because we do have some proper promo images of Baron Zemo. And I'm not an MCU collector, but I can appreciate an MCU figure. I'm not a vodka drinker, but I can appreciate a nice little shot. Baron Zemo looks great. I love the character of Baron Zemo. I loved him in the Thunderbolts. I loved him in Civil War, the movie. I think it's just a really interesting character. And I like the fact that, especially in the MCU, they really distanced him from Hydra and that kind of organization and that philosophy. And they positioned him more as someone who actually just hates superpowered people in general. Will he stick with that? Probably not. I'm thinking he's going to be sacrificing his moral compass for power, hence the Thunderbolts. But we'll see where that goes. In the meantime, though, they've captured the likeness of the actor really, really well here. I think it's a great representation, and the masked face looks really cool. I really like the mask because it's not a normal cloth mask that gets pulled down. It looks kind of solid in a way, but like with a fabric kind of material. It's really interesting sort of design. Then with the fluffy collar trench coat too, it's that wonderful way of harkening back to the original costume without making it just a complete recreation. It's keeping it in more of that real world design, which I think works really well. Then of course they've also shown us pictures of John Walker in a more US agent looking design. That looks kind of cool. I love the character of John Walker, in particular this Disney Plus version, where he's a good guy trying to do an impossible job. He's trying to replace someone who's irreplaceable. I really like that as a character trait, and he knows that he's got an impossible task to fill, and I like to see where this is going to go. It's going to go to US Agent is what it's going to go to. But will he go like super, like will he be a villainous kind of character, or will he just kind of, be more of a hard-edged kind of version of himself? We'll find out. Then, of course, we also have Bucky, who looks like Bucky, basically. That's what we've kind of come to expect. Decent looking sculpt, though. And it looks as though maybe the Captain America Falcon, so kind of spoilers to where the series is going to go, but come on. We knew that was where it was going to go. So it looks like the BAF for that wave might be the Captain America Falcon, which is pretty cool, or at least the wings of the Falcon, kind of like they did with the MCU Vulture way back in the day. Of course, another big reveal that came on April Fool's Day, no less, which made a lot of people question whether or not it was actually legit, was Webman. And this, again, I think the double whammy of the Mr. Hyde wave having nothing that I want and Webman being a really superfluous figure made me start to question, like, do I even like Marvel Legends anymore? Of course I do. What am I saying? But I was like, it's like all these reveals and leaks, and I'm like, I mean, Webman, look, I'm not going to berate Hasbro. Yes, it's a superfluous figure that like literally no one asked for, but it's still, it's a repaint. So why not do a repaint? Someone like myself who enjoys getting every single different version of Spider-Man they can do, it does have appeal, and it's literally no effort for them to just like probably press 2 buttons on a computer, change 2 colors, and reprint something. So Webman is a kind of, not a clone of Spider-Man, but he came out in the real campy sort of 60s, 70s, very goofy kind of Electric Company sort of time, where Dr. Doom made like a mirror opposite machine, and he created an opposite Spider-Man who was opposite from Spider-Man in every way, actually meaning that he was like kind of a dumbass, because Peter is intelligent, so he's an idiot. It was just like a one-off story, completely like, I didn't know about this character until I saw Webman, and I was like, okay, we're gonna have to wiki this. But it's a fun kind of design. I like sort of inverted, dark reflections of characters. I did a video on it. So it's fun to have, but I haven't pre-ordered him or anything, because I'm like, I don't think, if actually he completely sold out and I never got him, I'm sure I'd be like, nah, okay, whatever. Some people are really annoyed because he comes with wall crawling hands, and the actual retro vintage Spider-Man, which was meant to be like the new premier version of Spider-Man, didn't have that. So it's like, really? You're giving this guy wall crawling hands, but not the actual premier version of Spider-Man? Come on, Hasbro, what are you doing? But still, I will probably pick him up because I'm weak, but I'm not madly excited for this guy. So those are those links and leaks taken care of. Now the ones that I really want to talk about in particular, which is what is revealed as the Mr. Hyde wave. And this is tough because there's literally nothing in this wave I want besides the bath. And that kills me because I don't collect MCU, and normally if it's a mixed wave, I'm like, well, I don't want the film characters, but at least I can get 1 or 2 comic characters. And now they're doing this. It's not even Gamerverse. It's kind of Gamerverse. It's Contest of Champions. We've got this Iron Patriot, Civil Warrior character who just is nothing to me. I don't play the game. He's not an MCU character. He's not a comic character. Venompool I could deal with because he's just awesome looking. Whereas this is just, no, there's no desire for that. Then there's the holographic Iron Man, which it's kind of fun. At least it is a comic character, but I've got 80th Iron Man. I don't really need this. And also I'm reaching this saturation point where I'm running out of space. Before it was like, oh, I just want to have every permutation and version and variant of a character I can. Now it's like, no, I really, if I can't justify it as a, independent, unique figure, do I really need it? No, not really. So that's really tough. And then the other ones, which also are more kind of newsworthy, of course, are the Shang-Chi MCU figures. And don't get me wrong, these actually look like really good figures. Obviously, we haven't even seen any official publicity photos of these characters, but from what we can see from the figures, they look really good. They look decent. Good sculpts, cool looking costumes, like colorful but not crazy. The Death Dealer type guy, he looks pretty awesome. I dig these, but I just don't need them in any way. So now I have the question of, do I just bite the bullet, buy the whole wave, get the Mr. Hyde bath, and then sell them off for whatever I can do, try and recoup some costs? That would still probably lead to Mr. Hyde being very expensive for what he is. Or do I go to a place like Toys R Us and put my name down for just buying the bath, which you can do, but supplies are always limited because they're naturally gonna be. So that's really tough. I would like to just have the bath. Maybe I'll buy the whole wave and just sell them off because I'd like to just get the whole wave in hand. Maybe I can do a review of them. That kind of justifies it a bit. But either way, I know that when I have the bath of Mr. Hyde, which looks, from the pieces that we can see, from the body and especially the head sculpt, looks great. I think it'll be a great bath, but I'll probably still have him and be like, I had to pay a lot of money to get you. It's tough. But hey, that's half the fun. But guys, that was my quick take on the new leaks. I keep wanting to say links on the new leaks that have been dished out. What do you think? Comment below, let me know. More to the point, are you someone who collects just one permutation? I've said that word 3 more times this one episode. I'll say it once more. Permutations. Are you someone who collects all of those, or do you just get the comics or just get the MCU? If you get the MCU, then, fair play to you, because it's been a drought for the last year. So I'm glad that you can enjoy some MCU figures now. But as for like Gamerverse and Contest of Champions, come on, you're killing me. There's so many more comic book characters that we don't have yet. Don't start expanding into even more stuff. Except for Age of Apocalypse, you can do that because I want it. So, that's what matters. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, keep displaying model behavior.